lockdown, okay? So how can someone not putting away their laptop at the end of the day cause such friction for us and end up in something a lot bigger than is necessary, really? Okay, so I'm going to take the example of the dishwasher, because this is something that for years and years and years has been an issue for many, many couples and families. Okay, so I thought we'd use that today. So if we think about if our partner doesn't do that, then how that makes us feel. We can feel, the initial thought is, they haven't stacked the dishwasher. Okay, and we can feel quite angry about that. And then our responding behaviour would most probably be, you didn't do the dishwasher again. Why not? I did ask you to. And then what's quite interesting is we look at what's underneath that. And the second layer of thoughts may be along the lines of, they don't care about me. They don't listen to me. They don't care about me. Therefore, they don't respect me. And then if we dig a bit deeper, it may be, well, if we're so different and they don't respect me, that this relationship may end. And the responding emotion to that, generally, would be anxiety. So now you have anger and anxiety just because someone hasn't put something in the dishwasher, but it's understandable. And then the responding behaviour to that may be to then follow on with an attack of, you don't care about me, you don't respect me, we're not the same. And so do you see how easily you can go from, I haven't done the dishwasher again, to actually this relationship isn't working, it's quite scary. Yeah. And if we think about the other person, when what they're doing is experiencing potentially a barrage of all sorts of accusations about them, how they feel about you. And so their initial thought in maybe, oh, here we go again, they're nagging me. And then following that, maybe, I can't do anything right. Whatever I do is wrong. Can't get it right. As soon as I get this done right, and I do what he or she wants there, then it's something else. Okay. And with that, initially maybe anger, and then underneath that, there may be a sense of sadness, low mood, perhaps depression, because they just can't get anything right. Okay, so it's understandable again. And with that, they may attack or withdraw. So when I say attack, I don't mean physically attack, I mean maybe verbally attack. God, all you do is nag me, and I do my best, and you don't see the good stuff that I do. All the normal stuff that all of us, I'm sure, have experienced or do experience. Okay, all the normal stuff. Or they may go in the opposite direction, which is withdraw. And that could be withdraw into their laptop, into work. It may be withdraw into a TV program, gaming, or actually withdraw into a different room. And if we weren't in lockdown, maybe you'd go out the house and slam the door and disappear for a while. Okay, so there's this attack withdrawal, and either partner does that. They generally usually either attack or withdraw, and withdrawal is just going quiet as well. Okay, attack or withdrawal isn't helpful, but understandable in the moment. What I want you to do is have a look at this that I put together, and this is a formulation. Originally came from a guy called Attilio. I think he comes from New Jersey, and this is his way of understanding in a formulation, how these cycles, we get stuck in these cycles in relationships. It's really helpful. So here's one I prepared earlier. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me squeeze you out of the way. Can we get that in? Okay. So as we see up here, we have partner 1 and partner 2. Okay. And the trigger is the dishwasher. Someone didn't put the stuff away in the dishwasher. Okay. So the initial thoughts of partner one is they're being disrespectful. They don't care about me. So the emotion is anger, and maybe anxiety is mixed in with this sort of lower level thinking. We drill down, okay? Now the responding behaviour, if you see the arrows, is then they point out, you haven't put the stuff in the dishwasher again, and I asked you to, and then they may accuse the partner of being disrespectful and accuse the partner of not caring, okay? So we have initial thoughts, which are then followed by emotions, and which then are responded to with behaviours, and this is cognitive behavioural therapy, okay? Now, what happens is partner two doesn't know this is necessarily going on, although obviously they might sense the anger, but actually partner two, all they do is experience the behaviours. So all they experience is being pulled up about the dishwasher and accused of being disrespectful and accused of not caring, okay? So that's all they really experience in the moment. So their thoughts may be along the lines of they're nagging again, okay? So there we have the anger, or I can't do anything right. And, you know, if this has been going for quite some time, it's not unusual to find low mood or depression here. Okay, and then as you see the arrows move through to partner two's behaviour, which is, you know, could be attack or withdrawal. So attack, protest, withdrawal, as I said, like hide away, laptop, TV, gaming, room, whatever it is, but you're sort of hiding away. But what happens is partner one only experiences this behaviour. So they're exasperated over the dishwasher. They've got this hidden stuff going on, feeling that they, you know, thinking that they don't really, partner doesn't care about them. And, you know, to add salt to the wounds for them, in their mind, is, oh my God, they're attacking me and they're the one that hasn't done it. Or, you know, they're running away from me and punishing me and they're the one who hasn't done it. So therefore we get stuck in these cycles. They're like figures of eight. But what's key here is, I think, to remember initial thoughts aren't necessarily the real issue. Okay, it's these lower level thoughts that create the real emotion. Okay, and we have thoughts followed by emotions followed by behaviours. Okay, and the other person can only see, really register the behaviour. They don't necessarily know what's fueling it. Okay, so the trick in couples, in-depth couples for therapy, what you learn to do is challenge these thoughts and process 9 times out of 10, or I think 9.9 times out of 10, the early years belief system set up that would create this line of thinking. Okay, and find emotional regulation techniques to help deal with all the different mood states, and basically change the behaviour, do something different. So in lockdown, if you're doing this on your own, my suggestion would be look at my early webinars to look at anxiety management techniques, and they will help with anger as well, because they're both high emotions. Okay, and so that will kind of help you through. But also look at what you can do differently. And this is something maybe you can brainstorm between you both, looking at my webinar from Monday. Brainstorm, you know, in lockdown, what can you do differently to stop this from kicking off? Okay, so maybe you contract not to point out the dishwasher, and you accept, oh, you know, I'm just going to do it in lockdown, you know, it's just not worth the aggro. Okay, so that takes that argument away. It doesn't make it disappear in how you actually feel, but in lockdown, you know, just do what you can in it, you know, and do all the other stuff afterwards. We've got enough to think about and focus on to get through this in the best way possible. And clearly, you know, maybe you'd contract not to accuse your partner of how they think or feel or not caring. Again, doesn't mean to say it goes away. However, stopping yourself from doing that is just cutting this cycle to the quick while we're coping with things. And also looking at partner two, you know, if you tend to attack back, then it's about you learning those emotional regulation techniques and using them and taking time out, but taking time out in a more thoughtful way, because we can take time out and move away and slam doors, and the person's just left in this, you know, this aftermath of anger, really unhelpful. we're not saying don't feel angry, but take some responsibility for the atmosphere in your house at the moment, even though you have been triggered. Okay, so we can take time out in a real adult, calm way we can be proud of, really, and that would be, I'm really angry at the moment, and own it. Not you made me angry. I am really angry at the moment. Okay, I'm just going to take 5 out. I'm going to go to the shed and have a little sit there, or I'm going to, go and have a bath, or whatever it is. Okay, but take responsibility and manage that time out in a calm way if you can. Okay, and if your thing is to withdraw, go get stuck in a game or something, my suggestion would be again to say, I'm feeling really angry and I don't want to take it out on you, and so I'm just going to do what we agreed to do. I'm going to go and manage this. I'm just going to go and play on my game for a little while. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that way you're cutting this cycle, and stopping it from continuing. So that's my suggestion. I've written a couple of other things down here as well, actually. So if you find yourself in these cycles, which so many people will be, and that's absolutely normal, okay, in or out of a lockdown, really normal coupley stuff. Identify it, look at this webinar together and understand that it's really normal, it's not just you, but identify, oh yeah, there's an issue here and we can work as a team on this. Okay. Another thing that a friend of mine has done, actually, and it works beautifully, is they made a pact to have a nice weekend. Yeah. And they made that conscious decision together. Yeah. And so you're both on the same team there. Yeah. And then the third part to that is to plan what you're going to do. If you can, have a barbecue, so you're outside, if possible, A, weather, and B, you have the space, the garden, or plan a nice meal. So you have something to look forward to, and you're planning some pleasure time together. Okay. Or with that, my advice is that you ban all electronics, particularly if there's kids around. Otherwise, you end up very separate. There's kids or not, but you end up very separate. Be in the same room but not actually connecting. And remember, connection is absolutely vital in these times. Okay, so get rid of all the electronics, and that's agreed beforehand. I know it might not be easy with the kids. Good luck with that. I have them too. Okay, so plan something nice. Hopefully you can get outside, if not, a nice meal inside. And also, again, depending on space and weather, plan some games. If you can, do some outside games. And if not, there's lots of stuff you can do inside. It could be board games, or actually, I was thinking about this. If you're outside, you can have like a little cup, and you can sort of throw stones and see who can get it into the cup. So that's a good one to play. And if you're an adult of a certain age, younger than myself, you can have cups, and you throw ping pong balls into them, where you can use stones or buttons or whatever. And I think there's forfeits if you don't win. Okay, so you can sort of you can make it a bit more exciting depending on your age and all the rest of it. Okay, so the main thing is accept together that there's an issue, and look at things like this, and I'm sure there's other material out there to agree that this is normal and there's something to work on here. Make a pact to have a nice space of time. We're not saying, oh, the rest of the calendar it's going to be absolutely wonderful. Do you know what, on Saturday and maybe Sunday as well, let's just really work hard at this. Yeah. And the third thing is to plan something, have something to look forward to, and something fun, and try and involve everybody in the household if possible. Okay, so hopefully that's been helpful to you. Again, if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to do a webinar on, then pop me over an email, that'd be lovely. Carla@carlaswan.com. Okay, you take care, stay safe, and I shall see you soon.